Beginning very shortly. Meanwhile, all of your requested people who have not had their lunch till now, kindly proceed towards the PFA, and we shall be opening the doors and making the announcement for when we are about to start the event, which will be in another few minutes. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, all of you requested everybody who is already inside the ballroom to kindly proceed and have their lunch. Thank you.
Tú sabes que estoy contigo siempre.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in next few minutes. All of you are requested to please take your seat and make yourselves comfortable.
Like it like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in next few minutes. Meanwhile, all of you are requested to please occupy your seat and make yourselves comfortable.
Like it like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost about to begin. All of you are requested to please make yourselves comfortable. Please occupy your seats. And can we request you to put your little devices called mobile phones on the silent mode? I am sure you must be receiving a lot of emails and text on WhatsApp. But if we could just keep it on the silent mode, that would be highly appreciated for the smoother flow of event. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in next 10 seconds. All of you are requested to please occupy your seats now. Everyone, please be seated and make yourselves comfortable. Hi everyone, may I request all of you to please be seated. Please occupy your seats, make yourselves comfortable. I can still see a couple of people who are standing in the middle of the room on this side. Everyone, let's all be seated. Please make yourselves comfortable. I hope we have already put our mobile phones on the silent mode. Yes? Can I see a raise of hands? I can still see people are on their calls. That's all right. If you want to take any calls, you can take it in the PFA. Perfect. So, shall we start? Yes? Perfect. Thank you. So, hi everybody. Hello. Good afternoon. Kaisa hai? How are you doing? Good? Can I see a raise of hands? People who are actually feeling good today. Come on, let me see it. Fantastic. I guess so. And why not? We have such a beautiful weather outside. So, to begin formally, ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined here by some of the most respected leaders from across the general insurance industry. We have the top CEOs, CMOs, the senior members of General Insurance Council, and of course, our friends from media and distinguished guests. A very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for making time on a Wednesday afternoon and joining us here today. Can we begin by putting our hands together, bringing some energy to the room? Let's do that. Fabulous. Thank you so much. By the way, a quick introduction of myself. My name is Namrata Sehrawat, and I'm absolutely elated to be your host for this very significant gathering, wherein we all have come together for something absolutely necessary. That is insurance. Insurance is not just a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. From the smallest mishaps to the biggest setbacks, you never know when life might throw you a curveball. So it's better to have insurance and not need it than to need it and not have it. After all, general insurance plays a very silent yet powerful role in safeguarding our livelihoods and aspirations. And this, I am talking about everything that surrounds us, be it our health, homes, vehicles, crops, basically every aspect that our lives rely on. So, ladies and gentlemen, today marks a significant step towards how we communicate this relevance to the people we serve and create more awareness about it. So for that, we will be unveiling something truly interesting and exciting, but I'm just going to take a pause here because we will be delving into it after some time. Now, to officially commence this afternoon's proceedings, I would like to call upon stage a very seasoned leader who has been one of the strongest voices advocating for insurance awareness, and he has played a very significant role in shaping today's initiative, bringing together the industry for a common cause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General of the General Insurance Council. Welcome to you, sir.
Great good afternoon to all of you. So, I think post-lunch sessions, though very difficult, but I think with a significant amount of interaction between the dignitaries on the dais, which will be there after some time, and the audience will have quite a good interaction, and we'll be having a lot of new things and new ideas will come out. So let me start with the welcome address. So we have IRDA member with us, Mr. Deepak Sood. So welcome, sir. Chairman, GI Council, Mr. Tapan Singhal, sir. Dignitaries, CEOs, media, creative agency, media agency officials, marketing team, the lifeline behind generating this kind of wonderful campaign, which already is there, but formally we are launching it today, and my friends from the council. So I think we have had quite a good gathering today, and whatever discussions happen, there'll be very, very good ideas will come out of it. So a very warm welcome to all of you for taking the time out and attending this program. This Pan-India campaign, I think we can call it as 2.0 launch, enhancing the awareness, availability of the insurance, the affordability, and the penetration. All these things go together, and we have been discussing about them, and the campaign is all about it, starting with the awareness. So campaign will be lasting around 3 years of time, and we have sufficient amount allocated for this, and already it is there, and the entire country will be covered into this. Rural, urban areas, all will be covered, and the purpose is to increase the awareness and leading to the increase in the penetration. So this is the basic idea, and our former chairman, Shri Panda sir, who had given this vision to us, that insurance for all by 2047. I think with this kind of awareness, the penetration will increase and we'll be able to achieve this slogan by 2047. So, and already you could see that social media, digital print media buzz with all this kind of campaign, and during the discussion with a number of you people, we were getting the feeling that campaign is doing well. So I think with more and more time as it passes by, and with formal launching and followed by a lot of things which will happen to boost up this campaign, I think we'll be able to do and will be able to deliver what we aim for this. So this kind of theme also, if you see that we have chosen the animal-based theme which is there, that is also quite good one, and relentless efforts by the marketing team in the last 2 years for which I have been in the council. I have seen meetings and meetings which have been happening, hundreds of meetings would have happened, and these people have really devoted extensive time to that, and they were led by a team of CEOs also who have really done a wonderful job. So we at the council have been able to facilitate and bring this campaign now at the launching stage. So I think we, without taking much more time about it, and we find that the interaction today will be very fruitful. New thoughts and ideas will emerge out of discussion. And once again, I welcome all of you for this afternoon, and thank you for taking time and to attend this conspicuous event. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that very insightful address and for setting the tone for today's proceedings. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will now take the opportunity to invite on stage a very distinguished leader who holds an experience of over 3 decades. So ever since he has taken the helm at Bajaj Allianz in 2012, he has been instrumental in steering the company to become one of India's leading and most profitable general insurers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that he actively contributes to industry-wide initiatives, including serving as chairman of the CII National Committee on Insurance and Pensions, and as well as a member of the Insurance Advisory Committee of IRDAI. Well, he has also been the recipient of some of the most prestigious awards, such as CEO of the Year and Lifetime Achievement Award at prestigious industry forums. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage Dr. Tapan Singh Ghel, Chairman of the General Insurance Council and Managing Director and CEO of Bajaj Allianz General Insurance. Welcome to you, sir.
You did all the speaking and you finished it off. Let me begin first by expressing my gratitude to each one of you who has come here for the event. It means a lot to us because it's a very important day for the industry, and to our member Non-Life who has been part of the industry. He knows the entire journey, and then my friend Anuj who keeps on correcting what should I do better. So let me put this up, Anuj. This works. Thank you. So let us talk about why this campaign. What is the requirement? What is the issue that is coming up, and why all this initiative you're putting it together? When I talk about this, let me just put some data points first, some statistical points, and then let's look at where do we stand and how do we look at it. So these are numbers which we have taken from the websites. See, if you look at the IRDA annual report, 23-24, it says that the industry grievance ratio stands at 0.4 per 10,000 policies. This is again the regulatory website. We took data from there. And if you zoom into general insurance, it's still better. It is about 0.35 per 10,000 policies. That is the industry grievance ratio. And if you look at general insurance business, obviously it has many policies. It runs through millions of policies. I think last year it was close to, I think, 110, if I'm not wrong, million policies got sold. And the number of claims is also very huge. Automobile would have a frequency of 1 in 3, 1 in 4 vehicles. Health would have a frequency of 1 in 10 claims happening. The amount of data, claims, customers that the general insurance industry handles is phenomenal. And when you look at the customers, it is not that it is an experience of a travel. When the experience is happening, it is a time when something has gone wrong. very, very wrong. No, the stress on the customer's mind is the highest when he's or she is interacting with the general insurance industry. With such high stressful moments compared to any other industry, and the kind of volumes that the general insurance industry handles, we look at the grievance ratio, 0.35 per 10,000. No, in the industry itself is better, but let's look at the banking industry, and if I took the data again from the banking ombudsman, we see 0.7 per 10,000 banking transactions. So if I look at the data for general insurance, it's 0.35. Banking is double that, it's 0.7. Now let's fast forward it to e-commerce, which is supposed to be the benchmark of customer service, and they're obsessed with customer service at all points of time. If I look at their data, it's about 4 grievances per 10,000. Now, what does this show? That the general insurance industry handling customers who are highly stressed at the time when things are going wrong, which means that if the industry does not perform up to a certain benchmark, then the grievance ratio would explode. No? But when we look at data, and these are industry data on websites, so none of it is what we have tried to put together, it shows that the general insurance industry has actually the best performance in terms of handling customers. Now this is data. This is hard, cold data. It has nothing to do with emotions on this. Now let's go to the emotional part of it. This is where the problem comes in. When you look at the emotion part of it, it looks like the industry is not doing anything. It looks like, they're not paying claims. It looks like, there's a huge uproar. Sometimes the questions come from parliament also. Sometimes look at media news also. You start feeling that the industry is actually doing nothing. It is just a money-making machine. That is the perception it's created. In reality, if you look at the industry's losses and the combined ratio, I think most of my friends sitting here, they're struggling to just keep, the game going. It does not make any money. I didn't want to come to the profit. I leave it because you are esteemed journalists before me. Try and figure out what is the profit that the banking system makes, and then take out the profit the general insurance industry makes. You will see the difference. It is not a money-making machine. It runs a machine in which it delivers to customer at times of the biggest crisis in the best possible manner, which is reflection in terms of grievance ratio, and the perception is just created. Now, this is where the problem statement comes in, Because if I look at data, then perception doesn't make sense. If you look at perception, then the question is, why does this come? The reason for it is in what I mentioned earlier. When I look at it, the crisis in which the customer is at that point of time, even the slightest of friction will lead to a flare-up, which is understandable. And that is why that flare-up causes this intense reaction the industry is not delivering. That is why you see this perception. Because at that moment, it is not that the food has got delayed, it is not that the airline has got delayed, it is not that, you had some issue with your cab coming a bit late. The issue at that point in time is life and death. The issue at that point in time of coming back, bouncing back. Huge stress on the customer at that point in time. So even the slightest of friction or an unpleasant experience will get blown to a very high magnitude. Now, having said that, the industry, we're not shying away or taking away the fact that we have to keep on pushing ourselves to make this grievance ratio reach to the least and ideally to zero. That is our obsession, because any pain, any suffering to anybody is an issue, and we have to address it. But having said that, the industry already in terms of benchmark of data has the best performance in terms of customer service compared to comparable industries. And obviously this is what I did. If I go down to more industries, maybe I see, is not a money-making machine. If you look at the combined ratio industry, has over been 115, 120 for the past 15 years now. Combined ratio, as all of us know, is the calculation of outgo of premium, claims, and commission on what has been received. So anything over 100 means on underwriting basis, the industry does not make money. And for the past 15 years, it has been doing so. Now, this perception somewhere had to be checked. In fact, I saw Anurag, where he is sitting here. I saw one of his clips where he entered into a local train, and on a selfie trick started recording customer, because when this got, we just put it in the marketplace to see what the reactions are. And I think mostly people said, Achha Kiya, insurance Liya is what I heard in his clip. And it was impromptu, so he obviously could not have fabricated that. I think some issues came up from senior citizens in terms of the pricing of health. That is what I saw in the feedback. We are very particular about any feedback, pricing of health. Now that again is an issue. On health, everybody says the pricing should be reasonable, no? Government charges 18% GST. As an industry, we have been talking that everybody do their bit. Hospitals have no regulations, and look at the inflation that they have. That keeps on shooting through the roof. But when it comes to who is the bad boy, it's always the industry, no? We never speak about 18% GST on something like for senior citizen health. No, I think I've always advocated it should be completely zero. Or we never talk about the medical inflation which goes through the roof. Because if I look at the health portfolio for the industry, again, the combined ratio is pretty high. It is not something overall the industry is able to make money on that. And what does the industry do? On a simple basis, the industry collects money from many to pay to a few. The only job the industry does is a custodian of public money, and it should not be spent on any kind of fraud, any kind of excesses, any kind of exploitation. Because it's public money. It has to go to public. That is what the industry does, nothing else. So if the collection of money becomes short of the outgo, industry will increase the collection to ensure it can do that. It's a very simple principle. But in that process, everybody responsible has also to come up to speed to take care of that. Now you understand the problem statement, the data points, and the statistical input, and now you understand why this campaign. No, I don't normally get very happy when something's presented to me, but when I saw this campaign for the first time, I was super delighted. It really put the context very clear. The tagline was very clear. It actually forces people to think. And then when I saw Anurag's video, when he did that impromptu shoot, it forces people to say, did they do good to take insurance or not? And when I give you the grievance ratio, so I'm not surprised by the responses that he got. The majority would say that Achha Kiya, insurance Liya. Now this campaign is what we want to go down to the root, because there's a problem. The problem is, if you feel that the insurance company is not doing their bit, then will you buy insurance? It's no. Look at data points again by the research team. People who are aware also, and the percentage who are willing to buy insurance is again low. So what does it show? The perception is that the industry will not pay claims, to insurance leke kya karna hai? And then when these people suffer loss, again a data point which was there by WHO report some years back, that in India 10 crore Indians get below poverty line because they cannot afford the healthcare expenses. So when something strikes, when a calamity strikes, you have people going below poverty line. Did we do justice by not telling the story and not also mentioning that millions of people benefit when a claim happens? Let me talk on the benefit and let me take one segment. I can go on and on. This is, as they introduced me, 34 years I've been doing this. So obviously, I'm full of data and stories here. Let me take you back. Last year, the amount of claims, health claims paid by the industry was 2.69 crores, number of claims. That means 2.69 crore families would have benefited when things went wrong. And the amount paid was 83,000 crores. Is it a joke, 83,000 crores? Let me again push it back to the COVID time. In COVID time, the industry paid 5 times the overall profit it makes as COVID claims. While we all know across the world, lot of places, the industry refused to pay COVID claims, saying that COVID was not covered. But the general insurance industry in India did not blink an eyelid, paid 5 times the losses of the overall profit it made, and not even once would you have heard it went to the government asking for any relief. I saw in the ministries nearly every industry queue up asking for reliefs. The general insurance did not do. It's a silent, quiet industry of hard-working people. They take the feedback to keep on pushing for improving things on and putting it together. It supports the economy, because when you put it back again to the losses that you've seen, catastrophic loss, flood losses, again gave you so many data points to show when a flood happens, let's say in any place, how much money does the industry put in, how much comes from the government, and how much is uninsured and they get nothing. Imagine people in a catastrophic flood situation who get nothing. Imagine the budding industrialists, what happens to them? Do we have stories on that? How many people went bankrupt? People who had dreams to become the next Ambani, Tatas, and Birlas and Bajajes of this country become bankrupt, because they had no cover. So a perception of fear on a negative basis, a low level of trust actually has a spiraling negative effect in terms of what can actually be protected and taken care of. To bridge this is the campaign to begin with. I'm very thankful to the regulator. I'm also thankful to my Life Council people. We'll be seeing campaigns come from Life. I'm not sure they've already done that. From the regulator themselves also on that, and the GI industry. But as I mentioned, when I looked at the campaign, I was very happy. And we heard Mr. Singh say 2.0. When I saw the 1.0 campaign, I was not very happy with the campaign. If I said, it has not come out to the level, and Anuj jokingly said, no, we have made the difference, we have just joined in you. And I said, yes, you have, because that was different. And this actually touches the chord of bridging that trust element, of forcing the conversation in the minds of people, Achha Kiya insurance liya, ki Achha nahi kiya insurance liya. And I already saw, when Anurag did this test, that majority response comes on Achha Kiya insurance liya. And hopefully hope it builds in the trust element. And I request all you journalist friends and media friends, because you are the opinion makers, you are the ones. And that's why when we have an open round, I encourage you to ask any question that you feel like. You are the one who can help us bridge the trust gap more than any campaign that we can do. And this is critical for the country, because a country which is well covered will economically also move up. And let me give one more data point, because you love data points, journalists. When we talk of growth of our country of 6 to 7%, and we see the fastest growing country in the world, and we are already the 4th largest economy and very happy about it. And we always say that if we are at 10 to 11%, then we move up very fast. But are we aware that we actually are 10 to 11% of growth, and the 3 to 4% is a leaking bucket that we have? What is the leaking bucket? A 90+ % of uninsured SME, MSME, their destruction causes a 1.8 to 2% fall in GDP growth every time a catastrophic loss happens. A 10 crore Indian to be moved over above poverty line causes about 1.4% GDP. In developed markets, this is not the case. When a hurricane strikes Florida, after a hurricane, the economic growth of the state actually moves up. When it strikes India, it actually goes down. The difference is insurance money starts coming into the state, and that actually rebuilding starts happening. The economic level goes up. In our country, we become poorer. So when you talk of 6 to 7% GDP, it actually can be 10 to 11% if we are fully insured. And that's why insurance for all is just not a slogan. It's a commitment to the country to make a difference to our country. And I'm very proud that the council and the industry comes together to do this. But I cannot end my speech without thanking some people, because as I said, when something I love, I get very excited to see the people who contributed. To begin, I'll start with my CEO friends. Shehnai, I think she led from the very front. In fact, a couple of times I tell her, Shehnai, matlab abhi to kya ho gaya? Itna din ho gaya. Everybody's asking us where the campaign is, and she would say, yes, we are onto it. Obviously, when you do a good campaign, and Shehnai already had expertise of marketing earlier avatars before she took on the CEO role. Obviously, that's why as an industry, we put her in the front. Then we have Mayank here, our silent, quiet leader from the side, but makes a huge difference. Anuj, who came in new, and then he just mentioned again, see, we have been able to bring that together. So immense thank to the three of you, and Amit, because you're sitting here, I'll thank you also, but, and Rajiv and other leaders who are sitting there. But the three of you, I think you led it from the front. Grateful to you for the time and commitment you did. If I look at from the council, Shashi, I can't see Shashi, where is he? Where is he? They put so much light on my eyes. Yes, Shashi. So, Shashi, again, don't go by, his looks. I think he has more experience than any one of us has in the industry. And then I think he has been fiercely putting the entire team together, marketing team together, and the people together to push it on. So thank you very much, Shashi. Mr. Singh, thank you for putting all this together. But let me thank the stars who actually put all this idea behind. From the marketing team from different companies, I have Sapna, Somesh, Ketan, Vikram. Where are you guys? Could you just come in the front so let people see the guys from the marketing team who really put it together. Thank you. I think and everybody else who supported you. The ones I know is what I can speak about. Shehnai, did I miss some name? You can please. So please forgive me if I miss some names. Shehnai would know better. Please come in. And then the people from, we have Lave, Denshu, Bosan, Kanta, the CEO or the people who can they also come in the front, no, before we launch the campaign. So, so these are people, if you like the campaign, they are the one. If you don't like it, we have missed it somewhere, no? So thank you, gratitude to each one of you for the amazing job that you have done. And thank you once again to all of you, no? Oh, please come first, no, let me. It's their show. Thank you. So please know that we are so grateful to all the work that you guys have done. It's very, very good. So with this, would love to finish my speech. I thought I'll give you a context. This campaign is just not a campaign. It's an endeavor to make a difference to our country. Thank you very much for being here. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that very enlightening and a warm address, very interesting statistics that you have shared with us. And thank you for articulating the industry's collective vision forward with so much clarity and conviction. Your leadership truly inspires us, and of course, it motivates us to have such more collaboration within the industry. Thank you once again. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon another esteemed leader here on the stage with a very deep understanding of the regulatory framework and a strong commitment to advancing insurance penetration and consumer protection across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming with a big round of applause, Mr. Deepak Sood, Member Non-Life IRDAI. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. The lights are a little too bright, not seeing anything. Okay, first of all, dear colleagues from the industry, as Tapan said, I've been in the industry. Tapan, I beat you there, 3 years more, 37 years. Okay, across non-life, life, what have you. But my friends from the industry, from the media, who I've known for long, and everybody present here, thank you so much. Those from the media agency, those who put this campaign together, the thought behind it. I think it was long, let me say it was long overdue. Though it might be 2.0, but I think it was long overdue. It's always difficult to speak after Tapan, and I would end up repeating a lot of things, so I'm going to keep myself brief, and we can get along with the program. And I think one of the most important things that I really want to emphasize is that wherever you see slides, wherever you see data, wherever you see data points, you talk about penetration, percentage of premium to GDP, and etc. That's a lot of relationship there. But I think if you start putting things together, as Tapan mentioned, for our country, for our population, for the variation in socioeconomic situations, I think the most important thing is that how many people are really insured. That's what's more important. Premium could be anything. If we can keep those premiums low, make it affordable for our people, right? Doesn't matter what the percentage of penetration is, as long as we can reach out to those people. I think one of the critical things that he was touching about, one of the critical things is that for us as a country, for our population, a catastrophic event, a natural catastrophic event, tends to become a disaster very easily for the socio-economically weaker sections of the people. Because after all, a catastrophic event like a rain yesterday in Bombay or whatever it might be, it's fine. Flooding it happens, it goes away. It's an event. But when it affects people, and it's always people from the lower socio-economic class who are usually located in these locations which are prone to these NatCat events, the ability to rebound after such an event is very limited or not there. I think that's what makes it a disaster for these families. Similarly for health insurance, as he was mentioning. So I think the whole idea about having the vision of insurance for all by 2047 is to say that we need to have a population which is resilient and can bear such situations easily. And that comes through insurance. Insurance is one of those things that can really help you to rebound, to come back in a situation that would otherwise have been a disaster for you. I think that is very, very key and very, very important. Enough forums, enough has been said about a lot of things, about the steps being taken to reach the claims. I won't dwell there today because of the context of what it is. But I think three things that are extremely important to get insurance to the last mile, to be able to reach our vision 2047 insurance for all, is to say that we must make, there are three essential things, that is awareness, affordability, and accessibility. I think till these are three key elements that we have to meet, right from the regulatory framework that has been put in place in the last couple of years, from the set of changes that have been made in the regulatory regime, trying to open up de-tariffing, open up the wordings, making it possible to innovate, bringing in things like digital first, the entire situation and the coming up of Bima Sugam, the Bima Trinity. All these are aimed towards these three key elements. Because if we can make these things affordable, accessible insurance, there will be an uptake and there is awareness. Even the most tight things like the state insurance level plans are aimed at bringing this awareness to the last mile. Because unless there is awareness of the benefits of insurance, unless people are aware of what is available to them and how it suits them, the uptake of insurance perhaps may not be as much as we would like it to be. And that is really not good for a nation, for the people itself. I'm very happy about this campaign that has come about. It will really build awareness. And that, I think, I cannot emphasize that enough. At this point of time, efforts are on, as Tapan said, in the Life Insurance Council also to come about. It's from our side, from the regulator side also. So these bring together, I think, the industry as a whole trying to reach. It's never easy, even for a single insurance company, to launch its own media campaigns, its own awareness campaigns, simply because of the number of ideas. And I think here for the industry as a whole to put it together, to come to a common idea, to a common platform, I can imagine how challenging it must have been. So my heartiest congratulations to the industry for having been able to achieve this. I've seen the teasers, I've seen the campaign which has already started. We got a little disrupted because we had a disrupted IPL, but I think it's a fantastic campaign. It reaches out, it's already got the idea that it is, and there cannot be anything better than having an insurance to protect you. And that is why when we talk about insurance for all 2047, what we really mean is that every Indian, every family is protected for life, for property, as well as for their health. That is a bare minimum that is required. The other things do fall in place if you have these to secure yourself in any eventuality which may arise. So I won't spend too much time, and I won't give the usual data points in all the conversation, because I think we really want to get along with this and see what it is. Once again, heartiest congratulations to the insurance industry. And I think just the catchphrase Achha Kiya, insurance Liya, is not limited to either life or non-life or anything of that side, or general insurance, or to health, or anything that may come in the future. And let me say one thing that I'm very fond of saying, and I think I can't get off a stage without saying it. It has a certain vision in it also. And that is because the one thing you must all remember, and we must all remember, is that the risk, the face of risk is changing every day. I think when we were small, physical risks and then business interruption risks were common. When we were young, we were in our youth, perhaps cyber risk was only for companies and large corporates. And today it is sitting in our pocket, in our mobile phone, waiting on every link as to what's going to happen. Every day it changes. So every day your insurance requirement, your need, the awareness to which you must lift yourself will have to change. And I think that is what this campaign really reaches out to capture. Ki Achha Kiya, insurance Liya, and insurances for everything, for everyone, for every occasion, and for every place. So all the best, and I really hope that this succeeds. always difficult to measure how successful a campaign is, but I think we'll know as the phrase catches on, as the thought catches on, and as we go along. Thank you so much for having me here. My best wishes again, and I really want to congratulate you and thank everybody, not just inside the industry, but those from outside the industry who are here today and who have participated in this, in making this campaign, and who will participate further in enriching it and taking it out to everybody in this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sood, for sharing your valuable thoughts with us and for highlighting the importance of this campaign. And thank you so much for making time and joining us here today, especially for this event. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking this day forward with a very exciting fireside chat that is lined up. So as we move ahead, the real challenge lies in unlocking India's insurance potential, not just through communication, but through real strategic actions. And today, market is evolving across sectors, be it motor, health, homes, or agriculture for that matter. But the bigger question here arises that how do we drive deeper market penetration while ensuring financial inclusion within urban as well as rural India? So to share their perspectives, we have some of the most respected leaders of the industry who would be now joining us up on stage. To chair this session, I take immense pleasure to invite one more time on stage Dr. Tapan Singhel, Chairman of the General Insurance Council and Managing Director and CEO of Bajaj Allianz General Insurance. Welcome back to you, sir. May I request you to please have a seat at the dais. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together louder for our dignitaries. We have Mr. Mayank Batwal, Chief Executive Officer, Aditya Birla Health Insurance Company Limited. Welcome to you, sir. Mr. Anuj Tyagi, Managing Director and CEO, HDFC Ergo General Insurance. And can we please keep the claps rolling as we welcome on stage Miss Shanai Ghosh, Managing Director and CEO, Zuno General Insurance. Welcome to all of you. May I request you to please have a seat at the dais. And we all are really looking forward to hear your insights. Over to you, Dr. Singhel.
Thank you once again. See, I have a set of questions for all of you, but I don't want to start with that. I want to start with, since you guys were so involved in this campaign, your reactions to this campaign, and then we get to the question and answer that we have. So maybe start with Shanai and then Anuj and Mike. No, just whatever comes to your top of mind as you go through
that. First, Tapan, it's relief. You've asked me this question so many times. So the first reaction is relief that it's been launched. And the second reaction is pride. I think the team really worked very hard and consistently. It's not just hard, it's consistent over a period of time to see what we've come out with. I think it's a lot of pride because it touches the heart, it's relevant, it's relatable, and it's scalable. So, you know.
So I think related, first is a feeling of relief. Last Manthan meeting in front of Chairman and Mr. Sood standing on the stage, I had kind of committed a date for the campaign to be launched. And Mr. Sood, I can now tell you on that day, I frankly had no idea whether by this date we'll be able to launch the campaign, because while I had committed the date on behalf of the industry, but campaign still was in a, not in the final shape. So absolutely a sense of relief. And I think a great moment of pride for the industry that the campaign is launched is there now. And I think people are able to relate to it. Of course, much will be seen as the time go by.
As you said, Tapan, I mean, there was a version 1, which in hindsight, actually, I'm glad that it didn't go through. Because having been involved in that and COVID kind of stopping it, it stopped it for the right reason. Because I like this one much more than the previous one. But when we were just starting and, the conflict happened, there was, oh my God, let it not stop again. But I'm so happy that it's finally happening. So there's a sense of excitement. And I'm absolutely sure that this will hit the chords that we want it to. So, we are looking forward to it with full excitement as a team.
Once again, I thank the three of you, putting all the hard effort. Anu, let me ask you now, context of economy, we have become the 4th largest economy. I think it's well known. But how do you see the general insurance sector evolving over the next decade? While the economy will become fourth largest, but the general insurance is still the 15th or 14th largest in the world. There's a gap between the economy and the industry. So what's your view on that?
So, certainly it's a moment of pride for the country that we are now the fourth largest economy. We've surpassed Japan, and if I could say it in jest, the next target should be Germany, and if you look at past couple of decades, the insurance industry, general insurance industry, has grown generally at about 300 to 400 basis points over the nominal GDP. So if we are sure that the country's GDP, country's economy will grow at, the nominal GDP will grow at 9-10%, you can easily say that the insurance industry will at least grow between 13 to 15%. And at that growth rate, from the 15th position, the industry, in my opinion, will certainly come to 6th, 5th position. So we clearly see, it's one of those, and I say it hand on heart, that how many industries in the country or in the world would be where the growth is in double digit for past 20 years. Right? So that's the kind of industry we grow in. Of course, so that's on the larger relation to the economy. But if you see, come a step down and see what is the insurance penetration in motor, what is the insurance penetration in health, even now, in spite of the industry trying so hard to, create awareness and ensure that the products reach the users. The product like home insurance, the penetration of home insurance is next to nothing. Now with the digital economy, becoming so strong, the digital distribution channel giving, a huge support to the industry to ensure that the products reach the nook and corner of the country, and with awareness going. And with this, I certainly expect that the awareness of the products will go up. In my opinion, the insurance industry only has the times of glory to come. So I would certainly assume that the penetration of insurance, the awareness of insurance will increase. The insurance as a risk mitigation tool, that sense and that understanding amongst the larger populace will increase. So in my opinion, the insurance industry will continue to grow.
I think it's a very interesting statement that you make. That we have grown double digit for the past 20 years. And the next 20 years also the industry would actually grow at double digit because of this gap and the way it is growing, which I don't think how many industry in India can actually say they'll be having such a phenomenal growth in the future to come to also. And that's why I've always mentioned that in India we require more insurance companies, more the merrier, because it's a huge country, huge potential, and that's how you take forward. Thank you, Anuj. Mayank, this one is to you. You have heard that the projections are strong for the growth, no? But what do you see are the key drivers of growth? Rising awareness, growing incomes, changing risk profiles, but put it all together, how would you look at how would this double digit and what are the drivers for this?
I think that there are enough and more drivers. Let me just pick up an example of health, industry insurance, just to kind of be more specific, Tapan. How many offerings are there which 100%, and I repeat, 100% of Indian citizens need? Rich or poor, any gender, in any geography, any profile, whichever way you may want to segment the consumers, 100% of them need. How many offerings are there which they need it from the first day of their life till the last day of their life? So I think just imagine the power of this offering in terms of the consumer need. Now the question is, what will finally make it get to a situation where we all want to, which is 100% of them having for everything that should be covered under health insurance. And I think clearly health is one area where no one wants to compromise on the quality of healthcare. Irrespective of your income level, you want to go to the best possible medical facility. You want to get the best possible care. Even if you have to take a loan, even if you have to put your financial situation in the stress, you want to get best. Now, the only offering that can protect you against that is health insurance. So I think, the fact that there's a lot of advancement in health technology, etc. So the quality of healthcare will only keep going up. Cost of healthcare will keep going up. So I think consumers are realizing more and more. So I think it's for us to kind of consistently make sure to address three problems, as my view. Awareness, we're talking about it, and awareness is not just about the category itself. Addressing all the, objections, concerns in their mind. Relevance, I think, industry will keep innovating with the leveraging technology, digital, and the power of access to, I would say, newer kind of tech and newer digital platforms. And finally, I think as we start addressing the issue of that you've really done Achha by taking insurance and head-on address the issue of trust, I think all of these will definitely help us in kind of getting to where we want, which is insurance, health insurance or general insurance for all by 2047.
In fact, Mayank, I think on the missing middle piece also, what we've also spoken to the government on, and we keep on pushing this idea, that if we look at US, it's mandatory for every employer to insure their employees for health. No? If a leading country economically strong does it, India should also be able to do that, because if we feel that it is very critical for a country, we should be doing that. I think that would also be, so it's the government and the industry participation which can actually push it to the last mile at a hyper speed compared to what it would be. Since you spoke of technology, and I've seen you, Shanai, push technology, AI, and you also rebranded your company to make it much more younger, much more stronger. So this question comes to you obviously naturally, Shanai, that digital adoption is reshaping the insurance industry. It is happening. What is the role of emerging technology like AI, machine learning, data analytics in transforming customer experience and improving efficiency? I think that is a question which I keep on hearing from a lot of people, so I thought best that you answer this.
Thank you, Tapan. Maybe I'm oversimplifying my response to this, but I always, whenever I answer these questions, because technology is changing so fast, but whenever I answer these questions, I go back to first principles. What does the customer really want, from us? Any customer wants the service to be faster, to be made easier, to be made more transparent, and to be cheaper. So anything that allows us to progress on these value dimensions for the customer is great. And that's what technology has done. Whether we talk about digital transformation, adoption of the internet, mobile technology, I think that's really the power behind all of this, putting the power of digital in the hands of consumer, data science, analytics, and now AI, and now agentic AI. Everything is propelling further and further, and all of us know that the pace of transformation is increasing exponentially. So all these help us create more value for the customer, whether we talk of the speed of the service, whether we talk of the convenience and ease, whether we talk of the price, or whether we talk of the transparency. And these are the 4 dimensions of value that we want to offer customers, or customers want from us. And technology is helping us drive these dimensions of value in a significant way. So as long as that remains our guiding light or a North Star, I think we have to always look at how we can use technology to drive it further down that line.
Thank you. I think in any customer service, customer-facing industry, this will play a big role. In fact, one of my friends in US has actually bought a small insurance company and said he'll run it completely by AI. I think it was a very bold move of his. So the world is changing at a very hyper speed. I think it's not only about minor improvisation. Now I see people betting on a complete company just based on, but let's see how does it progress and how does it go to. Now we are short of time, so I'll just ask question 2, which is relevant to all of you, and one sentence answer each, so we just cover up some of the important topics. So like the next one is that if you look at some hurdles, which is preventing insurance companies from becoming truly mainstream in India. So what would be your response?
I think just address, at least for health insurance, just address this perceptional issue that you so eloquently spoke about, Tapan, every day. I think just, since we're talking about the campaign, let's use this to address that perception issue, because I think we're doing lots of things right. Of course, there are areas that we can do better as we get feedback. Address that perception.
I think one, from a socio-economic perspective that comes to my mind is certainly the per capita income and the affordability. That still is an impediment, if I can use the word. So insurance still is seen as a net outflow from my little money that I have in the pocket. So I think we'll still face, in my personal opinion, we'll face the situation for some more time, as with the growth in GDP, hopefully the growth in per capita will also be there. And if I may also use, you said one impediment, I'll give one more, sir. For product like motor, for not ensuring, the consequences in the country are very limited at this stage. If 50% of the vehicles, in spite of the fact that it's statute to buy insurance, I'm not afraid of the consequences. So if, through this stage and through the media friends, if I could also appeal to the policymakers that something needs to be done in that direction also, if we really want the entire country to be insured. And of course, the industry has been doing and will continue to do its bit. But I think it takes more than only the industry in a country like India to increase the insurance penetration. Sorry, you wanted a one-line answer, I gave a...
No, but it's actually very relevant. See, the point is today, because of all this data churn, taking IIB data and Vahan data, and it has been done already by IIB, you actually know all uninsured vehicles in Indian road. You have the detail, it's already there. And I think it's already been uploaded also to the NIC sites. So if action has to be taken, now it can be very, very precise action to your point, because it is there. And that's why I said collective effort of the government and the industry, and using massive data of the industry, it can make a huge difference. To give one more example, I think this is again an initiative that is the council trying to push. When COVID happened, the people who actually had the best data to see what's working, not working, were the insurance companies across the globe. But that data was never tapped into. We could have saved more lives if the insurance data was tapped into to figure out what protocol is working, not working at a hyper speed. I think those efforts are there, and see, it can actually make a huge difference just on the data point also. So thank you, Manoj. Yeah.
So I think there are two sides to this problem. Again, oversimplifying it, I think there's a demand side and a supply side problem. Demand side, as both Mayank and Anuj have talked about, it's a combination of awareness, which we are doing, and it's also some policy initiatives that will help, whether it's enforcement or mandating people to have group health insurance for their employees. And on the supply side, that's the responsibility of the industry. I think the one thing that we really, really need to focus on is simplicity in design and claims. And I genuinely, personally believe that simplicity is the key. We have to create, if we want to connect with the last mile, we have to create truly simple products, and we should want the claim ratio in that product to be at least 20%, because that's when people will experience our service, and that's what builds credibility, that's what builds trust. So.
In fact, one of my discussions with the ex-chairman, Mr. Panda, was this, that do we come out with regulations which says that below this loss ratio, the product has to be repriced. See, that is what I'm saying. As an industry, we have been pushing for things which brings in more transparency, fairness. That's the point which is there. So, and that point you mentioned, I think as an industry, when I spoke to all my CEO colleagues, friends like you, nobody said no to that, no? They were all open to it. So I think that again, just comes it. But we can go on and on, but let's try and end this with a very, on a lighter note. So we heard this statement, Achha Kiya, no? So let's say we forget that insurance Liya part, and you had to complete one sentence, Achha Kiya, then what will that be? From each one of you.
So as a company, we only say one thing, Achha Kiya, apni sehat ka dhyan diya.
That was a good one, Mike.
I think for me, it will be, Achha Kiya, maine insurance industry join kiya. I mean, I make difference to so many lives today.
Yeah, no, actually, I make this statement, I actually say, I always say that we get paid to do good. Which industry you can say this statement that we get paid to do good. So your Achha Kiya industry join kiya is also a very good one. Yes, Anna.
Stole my line.
He stole your line.
No, actually,
I know, does it every time. Keep your mouth shut, he reads lips.
I know. No, because when I joined insurance industry, I joined from Citibank. So everyone was like, why would you leave Citibank and join insurance? And today, I think it's one of the most exciting, changing, dynamic places to be in. And therefore, when I say Achha Kiya Insurance, join Kiya, because you can help your friends and family, you can help yourself personally, and you are actually driving an organization that is making a difference to people and help them secure themselves and hopefully provide not just protection to a lot of people, but also employment to a lot of people. So that's definitely makes me feel good.
No, thank you, Shana. I think it's very heartening to hear young CEOs like, all of you here, to see industry like this, because it has always been an endeavor. We stayed on for so many years. because I believe that, we can make a difference to society, to people and to country. That's what kept us here. With this, I'll end the panel discussion, but we'll be back on the stage with other CEOs also take question and answer from the media, I think after they have launched the movie and the campaign, and we do that. From my side, Achha Kiya, Aap Aaye. And this line actually, Mr. Sood mentioned to me. I think that is why, I say that. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that very engaging and thought-provoking discussion. Can we request all of you to please stay back for one quick photograph, if we can take together? Just in front of the tables only. Perfect. And wow, what an engaging discussion that was, ladies and gentlemen. It has given us a lot to think about and a lot of exciting key takeaways. Can we please put our hands together louder? One more time for all our respected leaders who have joined us here today. Thank you. Thank you so much once again. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, general insurance has quietly empowered millions, from protecting homes, vehicles, and health to helping farmers recover from the crop loss. These are not just policies. They are some great decisions, the kind that have saved families from financial distress and given people a second chance after uncertainty. So now is the time where we are going to delve into a very significant moment. I think Dr. Singhel, when he was here on stage, he was asking the panelists, ki kya achha kiya? So I'm just gonna throw the same question to all of you, the people who are sitting here in the front rows, ki aapne kya achha kiya? So very quickly, maybe about the insurance, that Achha Kiya insurance liya, Achha Kiya health insurance liya, Achha Kiya I have done something in my life. Anybody from this row who would like to come? Ma'am, you're looking very gorgeous in that pink suit. Hi. May I know your name, please? Jayashri, आपने क्या अच्छा किया?
मैंने वही clients, I've joined industry 33 years back, so अच्छा किया insurance join किया.
क्या बात है, अच्छा किया insurance join किया. 33 years you have been into this industry. That's amazing. That's some commitment we are seeing here. Ladies and gentlemen, that calls for some applauses. So Jayashri ने बहुत अच्छा किया insurance industry join करके. But कुछ यहाँ पे और कहानियाँ हैं जो हम देखने वाले हैं कि उन्होंने क्या अच्छा किया. So let's have a look on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So we got to know that some people have done something really exciting. काफी सारे लोगों ने काफी कुछ अच्छा किया है. I think I'm just going to build on this question one more time, but I'm going to head straight to the table of ladies, except for the gentleman here. Hi. So, Jayashri just shared like what she has done. Achha unhone kya achha kiya. Now you have to build on that, okay? And I'm expecting some really interesting answers because the creative heads are actually sitting over here. I can see a lot of creative minds in the room right now. So, ma'am, beginning with you. Kya achha kiya? Something truly meaningful that you would like to add to it.
अच्छा किया ये कैंपेन बनाया.
अच्छा किया कि campaign बनाया. She has taken the entire credit. Huh? I'm just kidding. Absolutely fantastic campaign this is. Ma'am, अच्छा किया?
अभी ज्वाइन किया.
अभी join किया? Wow. Oh, you have recently joined Aditya Birla Health Insurance. That's fantastic. How's it going? Very well. The leaders are sitting over there. They're listening to you. The appraisal is awaiting. So, ma'am, kya acha kiya? I know that you will be on stage sharing all those insights with us, but if you would just like to build on it.
So actually recently my father had a health emergency, uski surgery hui thi. So I actually spent 12 lakhs for that surgery. So I really go with this line, acha kiya insurance liya.
Wow. I think nothing better than saving those 12 lakhs. So as I said in the beginning, it's better to have insurance and not need it than to need it and not have it. Very quickly, just one last kya acha kiya to the lady over here. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Shreyasi, and I'll speak on behalf of my dad, who's just underwent a surgery. And he would say, Achha Kiya insurance Liya, because it really came in handy at time of need.
Fantastic. Some really firm advocates of insurance we have got here. All right, so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are all set. We are all ready to dive in the moment of the day for which all of us have been waiting for. It's time to unveil the campaign that is driven by heart, that is driven by a purpose, ladies and gentlemen. A campaign that is created to inspire confidence in insurance and affirm that taking insurance is always a step in the right direction, which I am sure you all firmly believe because as we interacted with people, we just got to know that. So now to do the honors, I would like to call upon our dignitaries on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Deepak Sood, member, non-life IRDAI. Welcome to you, sir. Along with Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General for General Insurance Council, Dr. Tapan Singhel, Chairman of the General Insurance Council and Managing Director and CEO of Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company Limited, Mr. Mayank Batwal, Chief Executive Officer, Aditya Birla Health Insurance Company Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Anuj Tyagi, Managing Director and CEO, HDFC Ergo General Insurance. Ms. Shanai Ghosh, Managing Director and CEO, Zuno General Insurance. I would also like to request all the other respected CEOs across General Insurance who are present here to please join us on the stage as well. I would also like to call upon Mr. Sashi Nair, Council Secretariat for General Insurance Council. Welcome to you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, we have two of the most euphonious and talented people here who have lent their voice for this campaign. Please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. Suresh Menon and Mr. Gopal Dutt. Welcome to you, gentlemen. The two absolute creative talents we have got here. Thank you so much for the amazing voices. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to call upon stage our two incredibly beautiful, adorable brand ambassadors on the stage. Please put your hands together for Oscar and Barfi. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for them. And now I would also like to request all our respective CMOs of insurance companies to please join us up on the stage. All the CMOs are requested to please be here as well. What a cute, adorable moment we are witnessing right now on the stage. Well, you know, this is what happens when we put our creative heads to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, with Oscar and Barfi being here on stage, what do you say? Are you ready to delve into the moment of the day? Are we ready? Are you all excited? Yes? All right, so folks, what's going to happen? Mr. Sood, may I request you to please come forward? And we have an iPad over here which we have brought. On our count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you are requested to please place your hand on this iPad, and that's how we will have our campaign unveiled. Are you all ready? Yes. So let's do the countdown together. Everybody, I say 5, you say 4. 5, 3, and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, here we present to you the official campaign identity, Achha Kiya, Insurance Liya. A campaign that celebrates smart decisions, everyday protection, and the power of being prepared. May I request all the dignitaries to please come together, come slightly closer to our logo, and let's mark this moment in our memories forever. Let's take a quick photograph, and of course, Oscar and Buffy being right there at the center. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the entire industry coming together to take this message to every corner of India. A little more closer. You're requested to please. One more time, please put your hands together for the official campaign identity, Achha Kiya, Insurance Liya. Can we just see a thumbs up like this from everyone? A thumbs up like this. Perfect. On the count of 3, 2, 1, can we all just say it together out loud? Achha Kiya, Insurance Liya. Let's say it together. 3, 2, 1. Achha Kiya. Fantastic. Give yourselves a big round of applause to all the people who have put in their day in and night of efforts to make this campaign happen. And thank you so much for your incredible, incredible support. Wow, what an amazing campaign. This campaign is a testament to the collaborative efforts of the industry leaders who have come together to create a unified message that resonates with the public. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all of you are requested to please take your seats as now we are delving into the next part of this afternoon, wherein we will get to know more about this campaign, the developments and objectives. So everybody is requested to please occupy a seat. Before I invite our creative and strategic team here on the stage, you're requested to please make yourselves comfortable. It's going to be a very interesting session now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more about this campaign, please join us in welcoming on stage Mr. Somesh Surana, Joint President, Digital Business Group in Marketing at HDFC Ergo General Insurance. Ms. Sapna Desai, Chief Marketing Officer at Manipal Cigna Health Insurance. And of course, we also have Mr. Ketan Mankikar, Vice President and Head Marketing, Communications and PR at Zuno General Insurance. Welcome, welcome to all of you. This campaign looks absolutely amazing to us, my God. And what an amazing message we are giving out to the public. So over to you. Please tell us more about this campaign.
Hello. Very good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to be here representing the marketing fraternity for General Insurance Council's Insurance Awareness Initiative. Thank you so much. I feel blessed for this opportunity. I am Ketan Mankikar from Zuno General Insurance. With me on the stage is Somesh Surana from HDFC Ergo and Sapna Desai from Manipal Cigna. We Indians are natural savers, and culturally too, if you see, we are used to save for the rainy day. we all have heard about the story of the grasshopper and the ants, right? But when it comes to managing the risk, right, the picture is something different. If you look at, and some of the people have already spoken about it, the general insurance penetration in the country is below 1%. 1 out of 2 vehicles, they are not uninsured. And when it comes to certain categories like home insurance, the awareness is quite low. So we needed to go beyond these numbers. We found that while the awareness is moderate in certain categories, there was a problem of relevancy also. So what we did is we did a research through Kantar Insights. For this research, we spoke to around 12,000 respondents across the country, semi-urban, urban. We went to the villages and did both qualitative and quantitative research to understand the pulse. What is the consumer talking about? What is the feel around general insurance? So as I said, they are aware, right? There is an awareness, but if you look at the usage numbers, so even the ratio between the awareness to usage is low. That means the relevancy is not there. These were some of the questions when we asked people, what is their feeling about general insurance. This is what they had to say. Why are you not buying insurance? Is primarily because I'm a safe driver, so I will drive well. I have my savings. I have saved through the years. So that savings are there when the time comes. I have family, friends who will take care of it. I focus on my health, and I exercise regularly, so nothing much going to happen. I have invested. Some of the people have concerned about the whole process looks very complicated. I don't know. I don't understand the product sometimes. What about the claims? So all this is what people were talking about. And we said that this is going to be the cornerstone of our campaign. And this is how we went into the creative space of this campaign. To take you further on this, may I request Sapna to...
Thank you so much, Ketan. And good afternoon, everyone. So as you know, this campaign has been over a period of time with a lot of people working on it and different insights. So once we had these insights, what we did was sit down along with the LOW team that were the creative partners. And a big shout out to them. Crystal, I can see you here. The lights are blinding. But a big round of applause to the entire LOW team. Yeah, I can see some of you folks there. They have been part of the journey from a year now, I guess. 2 years, yeah. So, a lot of meetings. I think somebody said, I think Shania said, a lot of meetings. And of course, the entire, all the CEOs here today. So the research happened. We looked at all the data. So I think just to bring it to one slide, what we really learned, which a lot of, Tapan sir and everybody narrated today, but from a consumer point of view, I think there was this one thing of underestimation. कि कितना लगेगा अगर ऐसी emergency होगी, people were not really sure. So I think there's an underestimation of the cost of that risk that we are holding, that we are living with. So I think that was one whole bucket. There is a risk, we don't realize it. We don't put a financial value on it. So I think that was something we had to solve for. The other thing that we had to solve for, and we got it through a lot of conversations, and again, a lot of the industry folks have said that today, there is so much that insurance is doing, that never gets spoken about. All the mentions are negative, if at all the grievances. But what about the positive stories? That, I am a positive story. I recently had a health incident, and it was just brilliant. Not to worry about the finances. So I think, having insurance is a very well-kept secret. And that's what we realized, that we had to solve for the trust deficit. And the third thing we had to solve for was this whole knowledge gap. It is not a simple industry. We've tried to make it simple. We are working on it. Lots is happening. Digital, a lot of the leadership again spoke about it. But there is a little confusion still. So we had to start making the process of solving the knowledge gap. And if we had to bring it to one line, I think, general insurance or insurance was seen as a needless expense. Many times people, in verbatim said waste of money. I don't need it. It's a luxury sometimes. And sometimes people even took it as a scam. So I think this perception change was something that we were
really trying to do. So we had the task really, chalked out for us. We had to change perceptions. So it was not just a campaign. I mean, it's not just one campaign. It was a 3-year campaign, and further. It was a purpose campaign which we had to change perceptions. So that was really the task that we had, cut out for us. We had to change that whole feeling, I don't need this, do I need this? So I think what we had to do was a cultural change. And that we realized very soon. It's not just one campaign, it's long-term. It's a lot of series of activities that you will see. This is just the beginning. And hope that the industry continues working together to take this forward, to make this change for the industry. So we had to reframe, insurance and all kinds of insurance being seen as a needless expense to a really smart choice. A choice of protecting the assets that you have, the assets that you own, and starting to understand risk a little bit. So I think we had to do this whole reframing journey, and that's what this campaign really wanted to achieve. So then the whole question was, okay, we've got this right. How do we go about it? And I think one more thing, a lot of articulations, I'm just putting it into one slide here, but a lot of discussions. A lot of messages, I mean, insurance advertising has been happening from a long time, but there have been brands advertising, not like a sector really advertising. So this was an opportunity to kind of speak from a sector point of view. And what we thought we will do is we had to change this whole thing of fear to foresight. We're all talking about fear. We had to talk about a what-if situation. We again never brought the stories of the consumer stories that actually gained. So I think what we wanted to do was bring a positive reinforcement to the campaign and talk about it from the consumer's point of view who have actually gained in this series, so that it brings a wide about change among people who are not insured. So there is an insured population that don't speak, and there's a non-insured population that says, why do I need it? So the whole thing was, bridging that gap and getting people who have taken insurance and bringing stories from their point of view. I think that was the, I hope I'm doing justice, low team, Sarvation team here, to the whole discussions. So, bringing a positive, optimistic without the scare and terror. I think that's where we landed. And that's, and how do we really do that? So I think, again, what we said was that the moment of truth is when you really get that money into your bank account. When you have that sigh of relief. I mean, that is the real soul of the campaign. It is that moment of relief, the moment of truth, when you see insurance really working for you. So that's the moment of truth, and that we said we will dial up as the soul of our campaign. And then that's the line. It's the sigh of relief. It's like, Achha Kiya, maine insurance liya. So I think that's how it really lands. It's a very simple, and in creative, the more simple it is, the more brilliant it is. I mean, it's just so obvious, but it was a journey that got us here. And the moment we all saw this, I think the entire marketing committee, all of us, I think we were hooked on to the line. And I think that really drove a lot of the creating forward, because this was so simple that it was so brilliant. Achha Kiya, insurance liya. Again, I think insurance, we kept it broad. It can help life, general, because that's it. I mean, it's a purpose. It's about, getting insurance sold in India. It was about changing that. So it's positive. It's Achha Kiya is also in Hindi. Everybody understands it. It's something you can relate to it. It's a very powerful idea, which we all kind of believe. Also, it has legs for a long time. It's not something we can drop, we can extend. There can be various creative articulations of this, and this is all that we talked about in the marketing committee along with the CEOs when we said this is a powerful idea to put your thought, bandwidth, and monies on. So now for the first campaign, and I'm going to say this is the first campaign because it is going to be more of a long-driven thing. How do we really do it? And we had to do it in a clutter-breaking manner. So there were discussions on brand ambassadors, because many people have asked, oh, you haven't used any, as an industry campaign, no known faces. But what we realized is that the best way to tell the slice of life stories or the consumer stories is through these animals and pets that are close to us on an everyday life. And how better to do it through Barfi, through Oscar. And that's how the pets bringing an element of clutter breaking came into the play. And here you've seen them, they have really changed the look of the campaign. Another thing that we consciously did is that, and shout out to the director and the film, Shirish and team. Again, I think I can. Have been shot all across India, and that's the nuances, because that's what creative is about culture, about simplicity, about connection, and that's what we really tried to do with these films. So yeah, that's the story. Let's now, I think it's time for now to let the brand ambassadors talk, and let's play the films.
Good morning.
ये अब उनका मैरी आंटी बहुत प्यारी है। 12 साल से सबको बिस्कुट खिला रहे हैं, पर अपने हाथ से सिर्फ अपन को। अपन के साथ मस्करी भी बहुत करता है, बोलता है कैच। बॉल फेंकता ही नहीं, बहुत स्मार्ट हो गया है तू। स्मार्ट तो अपन पहले से ही है ना आंटी। उस दिन थोड़ा आंटी को ना लेट हो गया, अपन को बोला वो शैली है ना, उसने अपन को रोक लिया। आंटी अपन को बहुत प्यार करता है, डैनियल से भी ज्यादा। बेचारा मेरी आंटी, उनका मेट कभी टाइम पे आता ही नहीं। शांता भाई, नहीं, डोंट टेक हर। और जिस दिन आया, गीला पोछा मारा, आंटी का पैर फिसला और टक से उनका हड्डी टूट गया। अपन कुछ नहीं कर पाया, बस बेबस देखता रहा। शांता बाई पे अपन का खोपड़ी सटक गया था। जिस दिन आंटी वापस घर आया, भाई गॉड, उस दिन अपन के जान में जाना है। पता फर्स्ट थिंग वो क्या बोला? बर्फी, अपन को सब कहता था हर साल हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पे काय को पैसा उड़ाता है। अब देख 2.5 लाख का क्लेम पास हुआ है। मैन अच्छा लोगों के साथ अच्छा ही होना मांगता है। आंटी अच्छा किया, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लिया।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
बहुत मन था, पर ये घोष बाबू इज अ वेरी नॉन वायलेंट पर्सन। बोले आज तक एक भी मक्खी नहीं मारा है। बड़ी जोर से टक्कर मारी। जब 1,60,000 का बिल आया तो उनका चेहरा खिलखिलाया। बोले शाबाश। हेलो रंजन, क्लेम भी अप्रूव हो गया। ताड़ाताड़ी। कार इंश्योरेंस लेना महंगा नहीं होता है, नहीं लेना महंगा पड़ सकता है, चालान भी कट सकता है। वाह घोष बाबू, अच्छा किया मोटर इंश्योरेंस लिया।
इनके जैसे करोड़ों लोग यही कहते हैं।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
तुक्कल जी सबको लाख रुपए की एडवाइस देते हैं। देख भाई अंडा, लाख रुपए की एडवाइस दे रहा हूँ। होम इंश्योरेंस नहीं तो घर प्रवेश नहीं। ओए आग लग जावे, चोरी हो जाए तो नुकसान इंश्योरेंस कवर करेगा ना यार। बात तो सही कर रहा है यार। आज तो डुग्गू ने करोड़ों की एडवाइस दे दी।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस को झंझट कहने वाला मिस्टर वेंकट ऐसा पलटी मारा। नो बेणु, कोई झंझट नहीं। इंश्योरेंस का क्लेम कुछ ही घंटों में पास होता है। मेरा बाईपास का था, फिर भी या फीलिंग मच बेटर वेणु। झंझट तो मेरा शैम्पू है, इंश्योरेंस नहीं।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
हीराबाग के गली क्रिकेट में आपका स्वागत। मैच की पहली गेंद और ये घुमा दिया स्क्वायर लेग की तरफ। विचित्र नजारा, बैट बाउंड्री की तरफ जाता हुआ और फील्डर की जगह जयेश भाई भागते हुए और ये ठुकी गाड़ी, गिरा बंटी, टूटा टीवी। बजाओ ताली बिल्ली। क्योंकि सबने अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया। होम इंश्योरेंस, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, मोटर इंश्योरेंस। अब मुश्किल वक्त में इंडिया कहेगा
अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया।
लाइफ में जब भी किसी का नुकसान होते तो लोग का कहते मालूम? गई भैंस पानी में। पर हमने गांव में नहीं।
हमारे गांव में क्या कहते हैं मम्मी?
कहते हैं जेब बार। अच्छा क्या मोटर इंश्योरेंस लिया, वरना उधार लेना पड़ता गुरु। अच्छा किया हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लिए, वरना गहने गिरवी रखने पड़ते। फिर बाढ़ आ गई तो रमेश बोला अच्छा किया जो फसल का इंश्योरेंस लिए, वरना जमीन बेचनी पड़ती। देखो भैया, भैंस तो पानी में जाएगी पर आपकी जमा पूंजी नहीं।
इनके जैसे करोड़ों लोग यही कहते हैं
अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया।
So I think one thing that I just want to add to what Sapna and Ketan said, and I think somewhere Tapan sir, Mayank, Shanaya, Anuj, everybody added. We did this with the right intent. We did this with wholeheartedly. We were completely into this from a long time. We made sure that the right thing should go out to the market, and we are doing the right thing. That is where, when you see the voiceovers as well, there are two gentlemen sitting here who you met, Suresh and Gopal, thank you. Even the voiceovers, the narration of the story, which is being done by animals, these are largely all the animals who probably are living along with us. They can also relate to these stories. They really are narrating these stories. The locations that we selected, how do we go to each and every part of India so that every person who looks at these ads, and I was not looking at the ads, I was looking at you when the ads were played, everyone had that smile. And that smile is always there when we see this ad again and again and again. And I think when you see this kind of a campaign once in a time, you feel like you've done something right with the right intent. And that is what we've done here. We've done something absolutely with the right intent, with an intention to communicate right thing about our industry, about what general insurance as an industry does. Now, it's very important to understand that once you've created something so wonderful, something from heart, you should be able to go and communicate it to people in the right manner as well. It will not be possible to just keep it to ourselves and not go and communicate. And that's where now comes the part where we went and communicated this, and how we reach out to the right set of people and who we need to reach out to. I think a very important role was being played by Densu, and I would want to take their name. I don't think Harsh is here, but Anita is here, Sujata is here, Prabhat is here, a lot of people from their teams are here. I think they've done a wonderful job in reaching out to the right set of audience here. Some of the mediums that we talked about, and you must have seen by now, so I don't need to talk much about it, but I will briefly talk about what the media strategy has been so that we can reach out to the right set of people at the right time. We had to have TV, we had to have out of home as a reminder medium, we had to have print, and we had to have obviously social media and digital, but rural activation also at same point in time was very important pillar of our media strategy, and I will briefly talk about it in the slides forward. Largely what we decided when we wanted to go out and talk about it is what better than IPL. Cricket is considered as religion in this country. Cricket is something which is being followed, and what better than IPL to go and launch. And for that, kudos to all the teams sitting out here, Lo, Densu, marketing teams, all the other teams. We had to kind of work day in, day out to ensure that we can launch before the IPL. 5th is when we launched, like Mayank was saying, some delays because of unprecedented things that happened, and we again relaunched on 17th of May. And here we are, and we will talk about what we did. So IPL was one of the key mediums and our impact media medium for the launch. Obviously, it has to be a 360-degree campaign. When we are doing a campaign from an industry perspective, you need to reach out to so many people. You need to keep in mind, you need to have all the mediums available other than TV as well. So we had print, we had radio, we had outdoors, everything that we can talk about. We need to have rural activation because we wanted to reach to real Bharat. We wanted to reach to 800 million people in our first burst itself. And that is what probably Dentsu has been able to deliver for us. Thank you once again. Briefly, I will talk about, I know there's very less of time, but once again, Burfi, Oscar are stars, and they are now stars on the TV itself. TV is our prime medium. We had to take care of GCs because today, even today, a lot of people, while we are moving to OTT, but a lot of people are still looking at GCs, and GCs was one of an important part. Media, when we talk about news, all of us, especially when there are incidents like what happened last time, news remains an important medium from a TV perspective as well, and that was part of our delivery plan as well. I talked about IPL, but just to reiterate, we've done certain things on IPL. It was a 6-week plan of TV, but there are certain things that we've done in IPL which is industry first. In fact, I can say these are innovations that nobody has ever done, at least I have not seen in my career of 23, 24 years. Let's look at those that what we have done, and again, once again, a big thanks to Low team and Dentsu team. Both of them really collaborated, integrated. One is to think about it, and then going and convincing IPL and Jio to do something like this. Thank you once again. Let's see what we have done.
ताबड़तोड़ भाई साहब, कैशलेस क्लेम अप्रूवल का टाइमिंग तो देखिए। अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया। हड्डी टूटी है इनकी, पर एफडी नहीं। इसे कहते हैं कैशलेस क्लेम की शानदार पारी। वाह भाई वाह। अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया। दमदार पारी, शानदार साझेदारी। मोटर इंश्योरेंस से फिर निकली इनकी सवारी। अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया। अब इसे कहते हैं उम्दा परफॉर्मेंस। बाजीगरों का बाजीगर निकला ये 2-व्हीलर इंश्योरेंस।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
दिल है कि भैया मानता ही नहीं। 3 लाख का क्लेम अप्रूव, सेटल्ड, उम्दा प्रदर्शन।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
ये सुनो, चोर ने डाला था डाका और होम इंश्योरेंस से एक बाल भी ना हुआ बाका। अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया। अब नहीं बेचना पड़ेगा जमीन या जेवर। 1.5 लाख का मिला है जो फसल का कवर।
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
बाढ़ आए या तूफान, इंश्योरेंस ने कवर किया है हर नुकसान। अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
Look at those numbers. I think every Indian should learn something from this today.
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
25,000 in just a few hours. She'll be very happy with that, you know. Motor insurance, what a performance.
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
You know, motor insurance has played a captain's knock here. This is going to be remembered for a very, very long time.
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
Well, yes, home insurance, what a comeback. He'll be the happiest man walking home today.
अच्छा किया, इंश्योरेंस लिया।
DRS Gold अच्छा किया डिसीजन लिया। Brought to you by अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया।
ये अच्छा बाउंसर वहां पर क्लॉस लगाए, देखना होगा, अपील करे और तुरंत वो अय्यर ने DRS ले लिया।
Okay, it's not quite to the bet yet. It's running through. Okay, there's no bet involved. We'll just check the wide as well. There's no bet. Fair delivery. The head is 187 and the delivery 191. It's above the head, so it'll be a wide. Manan will get you back on screen. Just change your out decision to not out and then signal wide, please.
शुरुआत आउट की अपील से हुई सी, खत्म हुई है वाइड के साथ।
DRS Gold अच्छा किया डिसीजन लिया। Brought to you by अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया।
So I think like we said, we wanted to do something different. These were some examples that we've done. I'm sure most of you have seen our print ads. We wanted to make sure that the trust deficit that we spoke about, print is one medium where you can talk more, where you can write more. Most of the mediums today, people don't want to spend a lot of time on. And hence we said, let's go on print and talk about what as an industry we've done. Like Tapan was talking about, there is a lot that we've done as an industry. It's more about communicating in the right manner, and this is what we did across most of the newspaper publications that you can talk about. We had large format ads which really were high impact and people talked about it. Likewise, before even the campaign was launched, and then when the campaign was launched, we used radio as a medium very strategically. We went out and created some hype about when there was a teaser out, all the RJs across 56 stations were talking about, what is this all about? Kya achha kiya hai? Meri auntie ne kya achha kiya hai? Dugal Saab ne kya achha kiya hai? And that became something then we revealed across in all the mediums and all the campaigns as well. Let's talk about rural a bit, and it is very important for us to understand. We wanted to really go to real Bharat as well, and this is what we've been able to do. We will be able to reach to 20 million plus people through in 200 plus markets through the rural activities that we've done. These are van activities, these are really nukkar nataks and those kind of activities where those kind of people can really relate to it, and then we can communicate our, again, the same thought, Achha Kiya Insurance Liya, and why insurance is important, and all those who took insurance, how it helped to them. Outdoor really helped us in creating reminder. Once you see the ad on IPL and then when you come across and moving on the road and then you again see this, it really helps you remind the medium. 15 cities, 1,200 plus points or hoardings or bus shelters or whatever kind of out-of-home medium we have. And trust us, every person who we meet today is been talking about, oh yes, I saw that hoarding or I saw this hoarding. So clearly something where we are not asking them, we saw that ad on the TV, we saw that ad on the IPL. So somewhere this is something which is clearly being resonating with people. What it did was Barfi, Oscar, Chulbuli, Billy and Paji, whosoever we talk about, at least 50 million views are already there and 2 million active interactions are already there on social media who are talking about it in a positive manner. I think on this note, all I want to say is this is just the beginning. This is the first step that we've taken. We've tried doing something with the right intent. We will reach out to people, we'll continue to do what we have been doing, and we are very hopeful that we should be able to change the perception that people have. We should be able to create the kind of trust, the challenges that we spoke about, we will be able to change all of those, and that should help overall at industry level. On that note, we will end it, but I cannot finish before talking about some of the partners while we spoke about it, but it makes sense to have. We are just representing, there is a big team who worked with us. So we already know all the CEO panel who worked with us, Tapan sir, Ramaswamy, Narayan sir, Indrajit, Shashi sir, wherever you are, you were the one who kept making us work. So Anuj, Shanaya, Mayank, I think every time we were being challenged, every time we were being asked the right set of questions, and that's where you see what you see here. The CEO committee members, I am Sumesh, Sapna, Ketan, we are here, but Nimish from Niva Bupa, Vikram from Bajaj Allianz, Pooja from Aditya Birla Capital, Pankaj from Magma, Sheena from ICICI Lombard, Surbhi from Zurich Kotak, and Kotha Karthik from Star Health. I think they've been working relentlessly with us. Thank you once again for putting this together. I cannot not talk about Lolantas, who has been our partner. Sarvesh is here, Shirish is here, Crystal is here, Ninand is here. I'm sorry, I'm not taking everybody's name, but you guys have been with us for a long time. We have had our own set of fights and constructive arguments, but here we are, Achha Kiya, Fight Kiya. Densu, I think Anita, I don't know if she's there, but Sujata, Prabhat, a lot of other people, Ankita, all of them have worked once again relentlessly here. Imtiaz, the out of home team, the radio team, print team, all of them. Burson is our PR agency. They also worked really hard. Most of you, the friends from media, you are here. Burson worked with us, Arijit, Shailendra, Abhijit and the team. Thank you for that. And Kantar, we started with the research, which is what we spoke about, what customers wanted and hence what it is here. So thank you. Sandeep, you are here from Kantar. Thank you to you and your team. Thank you once again. And on that note, I think the only thing that we can wish for is that अच्छा किया आपने हमारा event attend किया. And we wish that this becomes one of the slogans that everybody in every household talks about it. And today we have said that 60 crore Indians are insured, probably the entire population should be insured. Insurance for all by 2047 is something we'll be able to achieve together. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much once again. Can we please have all three of you right at the center for a quick photograph? Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, so far what we heard, I think Achha Kiya Insurance Liya is not just a campaign, it's a movement. A message that needed the right intent, as Somesh mentioned, and not just that, in fact, the right voice, the right direction, as well as the right clarity. And that requires a lot of hard work, collaboration, and heart, which you could hear in their presentation. Thank you so much, folks, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for these creative minds who have put in their day in and night of hard work to bring this campaign to life. Wow. With that, I know that the entire media personnel, they have been waiting for a quick interaction with our leadership, and you know what? There are some smart people also here present. They went outside, they started taking quick individual interviews as well. That's completely fine. I'm just going to wait for them to, join us back here. And some of the leaders are already present, but looks like that some interviews are currently going on. So just in case if you feel that any one of your peers, your friends is outside, perhaps taking interviews with one of our leadership, kindly ask them that, Achha Kiya, tumne interview liya. But now is the time that we're going to have this media interaction inside the room. So I hope you all are ready for that. Just be ready with your questions, whatever is coming to your mind. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to take this opportunity to invite on stage our leadership for a quick interaction. But before that, I'm just going to roam around. How many other CMOs have we got here? Other CMOs who have really worked on this project? Wow, fantastic, amazing. Can you just tell me quickly that how much time did it take you to work on this entire campaign?
So I joined almost a year and a half back, but I think the work went around for good maybe 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So 2.5 years of hard work, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing right now. So be ready with some really good questions, whatever comes to your mind, because insurance is a very touchy subject now, and I think a lot of myths have already been cleared. As Sapna was here on stage and she was talking about, the kind of image people had for insurance before, and now it has completely taken a 360 turn. So yes, definitely a lot of people have now new things and new belief in insurance altogether. So with that, folks, we're now going to delve into the next segment. And now we're going to invite on stage our wonderful leadership who shall be taking forward this interaction with you. We have 2 mics available for the media. So just in case if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand and we will pass the mic to you. And media personnel are also requested to please come slightly forward because I can see a lot of seats are vacant over here. Just in case people who are seated at the back, if you have any questions, you are requested to please come little forward. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite on stage Dr. Tapan Singhel, Chairman of the General Insurance Council and MD and CEO, Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, along with Mr. Mayank Batwal, Chief Executive Officer, Aditya Birla Health Insurance Company Limited. And we also have Ms. Shanai Ghosh, Managing Director and CEO, Zuno General Insurance. You're requested to please join us over here on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tapan is joining us here in next quick 10 seconds while he's already here. So you're requested to please be up here on the stage as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you have already come up with your inquisitions. Please feel free to ask everything that you have got. Please raise your hand and introduce yourself before posing the question. All right. Can we please have a mic over here to the lady in the front? Yeah. Ma'am, at your back. Yes.
Thank you for taking this question. This is Shrishti Sharma. I am from ETBFSI. First of all, congratulations on the campaign, simple yet vibrant. My question is on the insurance for all by 2047. Now that we have surpassed Japan and we're the fourth largest economy, where does insurance for all by 2047 stand right now? And just like we have metrics on GDP, you know, this is where we want to reach by 2030. Are there any metrics for insurance as a sector? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrishti, first for coming, secondly for the appreciation, and third for the question. So if you look at insurance for all, no, and when we look at the penetration which is made to GDP, I think for an emerging economy like India, that's not the right parameter to have. Because I remember in 2001, when the insurance industry opened up, the total premium of general insurance industry was just 10,000 crores. That is all, no? And the number of life covers was very, very limited. If you really look at it, no, along with the government initiative, the industry initiative, I would say that about 70% of Indians would have some cover or the other. 70 to 75% of Indians should have some cover or the other, which is already there. If you add the health part, if you add the crop insurance part, you add the government health part, you add there. But having said that, the issue on the other side is also in terms of segment-wise penetration. Let's say motor, which is mandatory, but the penetration is not over 60%, still below that. If you look at home insurance, the penetration less than 1%. If you look at SME, MSME, 90% of them don't have adequate cover which would be there. If let's say look at farmers also, at a level in which you have about 25% of the crop area still, that is the penetration that we have. I remember US has already moved up closer to 40% or so. So when you look at the segmentation, work has to happen. There are 2-3 things which is happening now. When you heard the regulators speak also, one is the state level insurance plan, which is trying to take insurance to the Gram Panchayat level, which would be there, which is again, in our view as an industry, we welcome that. Same look at the health industry, Sahi industry, the missing middle as we call it. How do we address that? One option is look at models which is working in other countries like US, where they have this model of employer, mandatory insuring all employees. Then the issue would come in, it may be expensive. Not so. You already have state health insurance plans which cost you about 2,500 rupees for a year for a 5 lakh floater. Why not plug it to that? Why not open that up to these initiatives? Why not open up for CSR also to make it affordable? So I think conversation talks are on. If you ask me, by 2047, will we have insurance for all? Yes, we will have in terms of number of lives. Will we be adequately covered? That is where the challenge is. That is where we have to see that as an individual, are you covered for all that can go wrong? Let me ask a very simple question. You are a journalist. Do you have a cyber cover for yourself for protection of your liabilities as journalists? Not there. That's the point. See, you may have a motor car insurance. So technically, you are insured. If I look at number of lives covered. But are you really insured for everything that can go wrong with you? Answer is no. So it's a double-pronged thing. How do you look at taking the number of lives to 100%? And how do you look at ensuring that every life and every person which has high risk, they are aware about it and they have good cover for it, to answer your question. That is how we look at it, and that's what we're working on. Thank you, Shrishti, for your question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think the beauty of the campaign was that most things were answered and leadership is there. But anybody else will be happy to take questions. Yes,
Mayur
please.
Shetty.
Yes,
We have a
Mayur.
question.
Yes.
Over to you.
Couple of questions.
In fact, I was telling Mayur, if I look at the insurance sector, I told him and I asked him that, am I right? He'd be the oldest journalist, not by age, in terms of coverage of insurance, I think I remember him covering from the 99, 2000, Mayur, insurance?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, from that time, So happy to have you here, Mayur. Tell me.
couple of questions. One is this similar campaign has been very successful in mutual funds, but they've had standard products and common distribution, open architecture distribution. So do you see the industry also going the same way, the general insurance industry with Bima Sugam and some kind of standard, the common agreements with hospitals?
I think challenge for mutual fund was different from challenge for us. Challenge for us is in terms of the perception and the understanding the insurance does good. That shift in mind is very, very critical. Though mutual fund sahi hai also was trying to show that no mutual fund is good for you, but that's an investment product and their return is what they're talking about. This is a protection product which is there. So this again has a very different contraction. Our expectation, one on the standardization product, is happening. Quite a bit for like regulator themselves have come out with standardized health product. They already come out with standardized shopkeepers product. So that would be happening. But more that on the field, when I look at it from a customer perspective, I don't think I've seen that even the standardized health product or standardized home product or standardized shopkeeper product, something which customer from their perspective looking at. They're looking for individual tailored solutions for their risks. So this way, this is a bit different from the mutual fund industry. Here, as a customer, as you're a customer, like I asked this question, as a journalist, your risks would be very different from maybe as an insurance professional that I have in terms of a look at the risk parameters which should be there. And how can we, at individual level, customize you and ensure that whatever are your risks that we can cover it is a challenge for industry. But yes, having said that, there will be standardization of products. There would be platform like Bima Sugam, and you're already aware about Bima Sugam is already started off. We already have a CEO. The company is already working on. We already are looking at discussing or putting up the platform. The CXOs have already got appointed. It's already moving on. So a lot of things as an initiative that we are doing, they're already starting on. I think in a couple of years, you'll see a huge impact of most of this happening.
And the question I had was that many years back, the industry used to create awareness of risk mitigation. The Loss Prevention Association used to
the LPA
talk
one,
about risks. And
yes, I think that is a very good initiative. Thank you for that. Let me see. Let me again speak later. I actually like the LPA which was there earlier, which got, I don't know, it got disbanded or is not there. I think in terms of that, so for the large commercial risk, and they would pick up the practices of what is good and how to look at it. Let's see how we can try to recreate it in a vibrant mode. But thank you for bringing it up right now, and we see how do we take it on. But thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. You want to say something, Mayank? Shanai?
Just on the first one, I think it's because protection as an element has an element of personalization, so it's a combination of what you just said. And the risk categories are also kind of emerging, and what is a risk today may not be necessarily a risk tomorrow, a newer risk will come in. So I think it's a combination of both standardized offerings plus an element of personalization, which is now possible in an era of digital, etc., where data is available at kind of scale. So one can make it happen. And platforms like Bima Sugam, etc., will definitely help as we go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah.
Yes, Shilpa. She was the second one which I remember. I think over time, now I was talking to the youngsters who are there. So, but happy to have you here, Shilpa.
Yeah. Sir, the penetration of the industry is still very low at 1%, and global average is 3.3%. You've come up with this beautiful campaign. How much investment will go in to actually reach the global average of penetration, both in terms of this campaign and also industry, capital investment that will be needed to reach to the global average?
So on the campaign part, I will ask Shanai to speak. But if you look at the council, we are approved for a 5-year period that all companies who will be part of the council shall contribute to this fund for sustained campaign. So it is not like one-off that you see, which is happening now and then nothing happens. And there would be a constant source of contribution from the industry to keep this on. And I also, and you heard the regulator say, even IIDA is going to launch a campaign. And I said in my live councils, brothers and sisters will also be launching a campaign. So there is a sustained effort. It's not one-off. It will be sustained effort of the industry for at least 3 to 5 years is what I have saying, which would be clearly coming on that. You want to say something on the campaign part?
It's just that this is just the beginning for us. And like Tapan said, we realize the value of consistency. And therefore, the monies that we are looking at a little over 100 crores for the first 1 year. But you can expect that a similar or slightly increasing amount should be spent every year right now we have a horizon of 3 years, but it's got to be a continuous effort, and we in the industry and in the council recognize that. And all the contribution is coming from all the companies to make this a reality.
On his second question, the capital requirement and the companies, and I have said this before, India should have at least 500 to 1,000 insurance companies. It's a huge country, and we heard that for the next 20 years, we'll have no over double-digit growth. And if I should remind you people, and even though I think, as I said, Mayur, you have been very old in the system, but not old to remember that before 1972, India had 110 insurance companies, general insurance companies, in our country itself. Today, you have only 38, no, all put together. So I actually foresee and should happen that we should have more, and US has 6,000 insurance companies. India should definitely have more insurance companies. Existing insurance companies should also increase their reach, put it together. It's a very exciting market to be. Well, a lot of people underestimate the power the industry has in terms of creation of, be it FDI or capital requirement or the movement which should be there. Yes, Yash.
Can I just add to the first point? I think that just looking at the traditional metric of, a percent of GDP in the Indian context may not be necessarily the right metric. It might mislead because the cost structure in India, the pricing structure in India works very differently. So I think the coverage in terms of the population, like we said, for all, and then looking at the adequacy, whether they have adequate, it might be a better metric. Like in health, the number of people, that is definitely growing overall because of both increase in the smallest segment by the government, and then the corporate segment, for example, is increasing very large. So numbers should be first. Number of percent of population should be first looked at, to my mind.
I think also the dashboard that we are creating at an industry level is the percentage of dwellings covered, percentage of vehicles, percentage of people covered for health, percentage of people covered for PA at a very granular level, at the Gram Panchayat level, which has been nudged by the regulator, is a good dashboard which and obviously our intent is to continue to increase the number of Gram Panchayats, because we realize that the protection gap is the highest the deeper we go into the countryside. So that's a good dashboard that we've already created.
Yes, I've not seen a single day where you don't have a tweet on the industry, so no.
I hope
good to have you here.
Those tweets are helpful and not just...
No, they are I enjoy them a lot.
Just before I ask my question, I just want to set the context to this question. In India, you're speaking about a relatively low median age of the population as compared to the other countries in the world. Hence, for the success of insurance, it is very important to reach out to that median age. That said, this campaign, Achha Kiya Insurance Liya, also takes a lot of inspiration from the success story that mutual fund Sahi Hai had in India. And that also appealed to that median age population. What is different though is that mutual fund Sahi Hai had a series of celebrities, public figures who were endorsing the whole campaign and idea, to which the median age population could relate to. Why is that missing, or is that a thought purposely done to not have any public figures, celebrities who can maybe associate to that population a lot more than no celebrities?
No, thank you. Did you not like our celebrity, the ones who came on the stage?
No, they were great. They were great.
So see, you associate much more strongly with them, no? The idea is that, I think what you associate with and how do you put it together is what makes a celebrity, It's not the reverse, So in my view, I think the celebrities that we have are very powerful celebrities. And if you like them, they will be very powerful celebrities in times to come. That is the way we look at it. And obviously, we have to also, when we do a campaign, think that it has to be unique, different, or you do if something else is being done already, then how do you stand out? How do you make a difference, I think all those thoughts come into when you put that together. So that is how it is. So, but we don't have any bias on this, on that. We just found it so beautiful and so nice and so refreshing. That's why we, went ahead with it.
It's a good question though, Yash, and it's not that all of these things were not discussed, right? But first is when you are coming out with a campaign for the first time, it has to break the clutter. It has to catch the attention. There's definitely an element of curiosity. I mean, I'm sure you'll agree that there's an element of curiosity When people look at these, I remember when the teasers went right, people were wondering, what is it that you're trying to convey through this? So I think that's very important in a large campaign like this and coming on behalf of the entire industry. Having said that, whether we are not saying that we'll never ever look at a brand or an ambassador, etc. I mean, we'll see, if that need arises, we may consider. But at this point of time, we think that this was a very, very interesting way to communicate the message that we wanted to communicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Budget for the campaign was about 120 crore rupees, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong. Of course, getting bifurcated amongst insurers depending on the market share. I just want to understand, just drawing a parallel, India's largest insurance aggregator spends about 200-250 crore rupees every quarter to sort of promote themselves. 120 crore from the entire industry. Do you think the budget can scale up a lot more if it actually has to make an impact and reach every person on the street in that sense?
First and foremost, we're very happy because anybody who spends any money on creating awareness benefits everybody. No, that's the way I look at it. So I'm very happy that people are spending money on this. Second, you have to see not this as a standalone. I mentioned to you, even the regulator is going to come out with the campaign. Even the Life Council is also working hard. You put it collectively together, it becomes a formidable amount of money. Having said that, we also have a monitoring mechanism, like Shanai was mentioning. And depending on that, we shall keep on seeing that what is the requirement to see where it goes. It is not like it's written in cast in stone that this is what we do. In that way, I have to really give credit to all the CEOs of the council. I think very progressive and very willing to look at things and improve. I have not seen a word of dissent whenever this gets discussed. So I have to also express my gratitude to each one of them because this is possible. So I've always seen them very, very willing and very true. And I said, this was led by the 3 CEOs. I gave you the name. They took out their time. They went ahead. In fact, like Shanai mentioned, at times I would get a bit pushy and say, "Bhaiya, kahan pe ho? Where are we?" But I think they took their time and they came out something weird. So it's an industry initiative led by the CEOs. So in that case, I don't see at any one time that we shall be falling short of the requirement of what will be there. But thank you, Yash. We'll take one last question and then, yes, Anurag.
I just want to add one thing to this. See, I just talked about the budget for this campaign. This is not a standalone, it's an industry initiative. Very soon, you will see the links between this and every individual company's campaign because Insurance Kiya Achha Kiya is being adopted by the entire industry. So the power of this line is much larger than this campaign alone. And like Tapan said, I mean, if any other participant in the industry is spending, it propagates the message of insurance greater for us. And hopefully they will also adopt Insurance Liya, Achha Kiya Insurance Liya.
Yeah, that should become the benchmark for everybody. Yes.
Sir, just now IIDA member said that Achha Kiya Insurance Liya should not be restricted to the general insurance industry only. It should be the overall insurance industry. And while I also checked, did the ground reality, there were many policy holders or commuters, they were associating it with the life insurance also. So going ahead, can we see the complete collaboration also of this tagline between life and general both?
Now, when I looked at your video, I saw that people are associated with life. And in fact, before we launched it on the tagline, this question did come up for discussion in the council. Let me give you a preview to that. We all said unanimously, it may benefit anyone. We have to support the cause of penetration. And that is where I say that, no, I really have good CEOs in the industry with a very clear heart. So even before this was launched, we knew that this is an overarching number. In fact, some jokingly said we should charge the Life Council also. Some jokingly said that. But no one said that, no, we should try and push general insurance into that. Achha Kiya General Insurance Liya. Now, let's say if we did a campaign like this, Achha Kiya General Insurance Liya, how do you felt? You not felt good, no? So for the larger cause, I think we are very fine if it benefits the industry, if it benefits our Life Council friends. My only wish and request to them is they also come to the campaign which benefits us also, so that would be good. But having said that, I think from our side, we are very fine. It's more of an industry and doing what's right for the industry. We're not really focused on narrow part ki isme reinsurance ko kya fayda hoga, health ko kya fayda. We didn't do that. We just came out with the campaign which benefits the industry and put it together. Yes. Yes.
And I mean, it's in the hands of you know, the people who formed this thing, you, Mayank sir, Shania ma'am, to also persuade the Life Insurance Council to maybe use the same tagline so that the reinforcement behind the tagline is much more stronger and it becomes the identity, as you said, of insurance and not life and general insurance. So it will work with, I mean, just a suggestion, it will work with double the force and reinforcement if they also use the same tagline and of course promote life insurance products, but under the umbrella tagline of this thing.
Oh, I like your suggestion, yes. I'll definitely speak to the Life Council chair also. And I would request you also to put this together. But I said the intent has to be what has to be superseding any thoughts which are more narrower. So the intent is this only. We'll definitely speak to them. It's a good suggestion. You want to say something, Mayank, or something? We close it. But thank you for your time. Very grateful to each one of you. I really get delighted because one of my issues was very early on that the insurance does not get the adequate media understanding, coverage, which used to be there. So as I mentioned earlier, we just a couple of journalists. Now I see all you young Turks, and as I said, every day I see good news and you're putting the right perspective together and asking all this good questions. So it makes me very, very happy to see this change happening. And that's why I'm very grateful to each one of you and your presence here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the dignitaries for answering all the queries of media with so much clarity. And Dr. Singhel, can I request you to please stay back on stage for a few more minutes, because now is the time where we are going to shine the well-deserved spotlight on all those people who have worked tirelessly. So I would also request Mr. Deepak Sood to please join us on the stage as well. So ladies and gentlemen, as I said, that now is the time where we are going to shine the spotlight on all those people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, in boardrooms, on calls, in edits, in meetings. They have put in their day in and night of hard work to bring this campaign to life. So very quickly, I'm just going to call all those talented people, the storytellers, the strategists, the designers, the coordinators here on the stage. So from Low Lintas, we have Mr. Sarvesh Raikar. Please put your hands together. Mr. Mayank, may I request you, and Shania, you're also requested to please join us on the stage as well. Thank you so much for all the incredible efforts that you have put in. Thank you so much once again. And can I request their team to please join us on the stage as well? Team Low Lintas, you're requested to please be up here. The entire team. Everybody, let's keep the claps coming for them. Thank you so much, team, for making it happen. Thank you so much for all your incredible efforts. I hope you're not missing out on anyone. The entire team of Low Lintas, you're requested to please be up here. Thank you so much again. It's time to celebrate all your hard work. Fabulous. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon stage from Dentsu, Ms. Sujata Dwivedi and the entire team. Can we please have you up here? Team Dentsu. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Team Dentsu.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a rousing round of applause for Team Dentsu. so much for all your support. With that, I would now like to invite on stage Mr. Sandeep and Team Kantar. Team Kantar, you're requested to please be up here. With that, ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing right now, the people behind it, all this incredible production and everything, give it up for Team Hive DX. I would request Mr. Abhishek Sahu, Chirag, Mansi, the entire team of Hive DX to please join us over here on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a thunderous round of applause for them. So you can see that Chirag is still wearing the clear com. That shows that how much effort that he really puts in. Come on, give them a roaring round of applause, everybody. Let's keep it coming. Thank you, Team Hive DX. Next up, I would like to call upon stage Team Burson. I would request Mr. Arijit, the entire team of Burson to please be up here. Everybody, can we please make some noise for them? Great PR work done by them. Everybody, let's give it up for Burson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, calling upon our strategists, the creative heads here on the stage. From HDFC Ergo General Insurance, we have Mr. Somesh Surana. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for him.
And this is the way we crash the party.
Congratulations to you, Somesh, and everybody, all the CMOs for bringing this campaign to life. You guys have done incredibly well. Now, I would request from Manipal Cigna Health Insurance, Ms. Sapna Desai, to please join us over here on the stage. The gorgeous lady in blue over there. Everybody, come on, give it up for her.
And this is the way we crash the party.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, from Zuno Health Insurance, please give it up for Mr. Ketan Mankikar.
And this is the way we crash the party.
Everybody, come on, let's keep bringing in all the energy over here. Next up, from Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, we have Vikramjeet Bhayana. Thank you, Vikramjeet, for all your incredible efforts. Everybody, can we please keep the claps rolling for him one more time? Next up, ladies and gentlemen, from Niva Bupa Health Insurance, we have Mr. Nimish Agrawal. Next up, from Aditya Birla Health Insurance, we have Miss Pooja Menon.
Take a pose. Now gone. I wanna see a raving stance. Right now is where the raving starts. So everybody sing party hard. I'm like no long thing, no rinky dinky ding, no long thing. Never go to the bar and just no long
Come on, everybody. We should celebrate the creative heads, the strategies, the storytellers we have right now here on the stage. Next up from Magma General, we have Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary. Come on, bring in some more energy for him. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, from Zurich Kotak General Insurance, we have Surabhi Kanjilal. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the lady over here, Surabhi Kanjilal from Zurich Kotak General Insurance. Next up, from ICICI Lombard General Insurance, we have Sheena Kapoor. And next up from Star Health and Allied Insurance, we have Karthik Kotha.
Adam Cowboy, I'm gonna pump you full of liquor.
Thank you so much. I would also request Mr. Indrajit Singh and Mr. Shashi Nair to please be up here on the stage as well. Can we please have you here? Now, I would request the representatives of May I request the representatives of Niva Bupa Health Insurance now to please join us up on the stage. Although Mr. Nimish Agrawal is currently not present here, but I would request the team members to kindly receive this honor on his behalf. Everybody, let's keep the claps running. And with that, sir, Indrajit sir, you're requested to please stay back on the stage. Please stay back on the stage. As requested by you, I would request the members of General Insurance Council to please be up here on the stage for a quick group photograph. All the members of GI Council, can we have you here? All the members.
Let's go!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Requesting the entire GI Council to please be up here. All the members of General Insurance Council, you're requested to please be up here on the stage for a quick photograph. And kudos to everybody for making it happen. The campaign is now live, and I think it's the right step towards creating awareness about insurance to the general public. Ladies and gentlemen, at every moment we have met all the heads who have made it happen. For them as well, can we please put our hands together louder, ladies and gentlemen? Give it up for the entire General Insurance Council. Thank you so much. And Dr. Singhel, we have kept you here for so long. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. And thank you to all the dignitaries. May I request you to please have a seat, because there is something left which we would like to show to all of you. We have spoken about this campaign so much, like what are the objectives, what are the developments, but I think it really makes sense. We should know that how this entire campaign happened. We should see the BTS as well, but before announcing for it, I would just request Somesh to please join us back here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Somesh Surana. Hi, Somesh, over to you.
No, so it's just that all that you see here, the films that you've seen here, we wanted to show you what has gone behind it. So there is one BTS video which is there. And then everybody who's contributed to this campaign, we want all of you to come and click a picture along with the logo. So that's the only thing that I wanted to do. Before we call everybody so that we can see the BTS properly, I would just request to play the BTS video once.
Roll sound, action. मैं पानी लेके मस्त वेरी नाइस एक और कर अरे अरे देख के थोड़ा नीचे लेके आई शब्बा अरे शाबाश
हैदराबाद के गली क्रिकेट में आपका स्वागत।
मस्करी भी बहुत करता है। बोल कैच।
या फीलिंग मच बेटर बेड़ो।
जब 1,60,000 का बिल आया तो उनका चेहरा खिलखिलाया।
दुक्कल जी सबको लाख रुपए की एडवाइस देते हैं।
अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया।
Very nice. Hey guys, thank you.
So I think the larger message that we wanted to give, once again, we've done something with the right intent, पूरे दिल से किया है, and hence what you see here is something as a result of that. A lot of people have worked behind this. Just before I call everybody in, because I know that Anurag and Yash were not there when we were playing the films, can I request to play the film Mary Auntie, which is the longer version, just before we call everybody here, and we just want to end at a positive note on Achha Kiya Insurance Liya.
Good morning.
ये अब उनका मैरी आंटी बहुत प्यारी है। 12 साल से सबको बिस्कुट खिला रहा है, पर अपने हाथ से सिर्फ अपन को। आप उनके साथ मस्करी भी बहुत करता है, बोलता कैच। बॉल फेंकता ही नहीं है। बहुत स्मार्ट हो गया है तू। स्मार्ट तो अपन पहले से ही है ना आंटी। उस दिन थोड़ा आंटी को ना लेट हो गया, अपन को बोला वो शर्ली है ना, उसने अपन को रोक लिया। आंटी अपन को बहुत प्यार करता है, डैनियल से भी ज्यादा। बेचारा मेरी आंटी, उनका मेट कभी टाइम पे आता ही नहीं। शांता भाई, नहीं, डोंट टेक हर। और जिस दिन आया गीला पोछा मारा, आंटी का पैर फिसला और टक से उनका हड्डी टूट गया। अपन कुछ नहीं कर पाया, बस बेबस देखता रहा। शांता भाई पे अपन का खोपड़ी सटक गया था। जिस दिन आंटी वापस घर आया, भाई गॉड, उस दिन अपन के जान में जान आया। पता फर्स्ट थिंग वो क्या बोला? बर्फी, अपन को सब कहता था हर साल हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पे काय को पैसा उड़ाता है। अब देख 2.5 लाख का क्लेम पास हुआ है। मैन अच्छा लोगों के साथ अच्छा ही होना मांगता है। आंटी अच्छा किया, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लिया।
अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस लिया.
So, on that note, once again, thank you for sparing time to all our media friends from media as well. This is an initiative that we wanted to kind of share the whole journey with you. Just before we leave, can I request everybody here, all those who've contributed to this and all those who've spent the day here, please come over and we want to have a picture with our Achha Kiya Insurance Liya logo. And once again, thank you. Can I request Low, Densu, Burson, Hivex, HiveDX, everybody to come please on stage. And the ambassadors as well, I think Barfi, Oscar. Mayank sir, Shunai.
Ladies and gentlemen, all our members who have contributed towards the making of this campaign, all the creative media partners, all the CMOs, you are requested to please be up here on the stage so that we can mark this moment in our memories. We can take a quick group photograph, and of course, our two adorable ambassadors are requested to please be up here on the stage as well. Everybody, let's all start walking up on stage. That is so cute. I think we should hear a big round of applause for Oscar and Barfi. Come on, everybody, let's give it up for them. They are the stars here. They are the celebrities of this campaign. And come on, everybody, you have put in so much of effort, you have put in so much of hard work. Now is your moment to come over here on the stage and take spotlight. Sanjana, Mehul, don't run away. Please join us over here on the stage as well. Team Hive DX, you're also requested to please be up here on stage. Team Hive DX. All right, folks, are we ready? Everybody, let's look at the camera and give a good smile. By the way, we can't see Oscar and Barfi, huh? I hope we are not missing out anyone from this photograph. Just in case, if you're out there at the back hiding, please be a part of this picture. This is the time where we all should be together as one team who have made it happen, who have brought Achha Kiya Insurance Liya to life. So ladies and gentlemen, on my count of three, let's give it 3 cheers. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Fantastic. Is it done? Perfect. Everybody, can we please have a big round of applause for all of you? Let's give it up for the successful launch of this campaign. You all have made it happen. Congratulations to all of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're requested to please join us for high tea. We are serving outside. Thank you so much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for being a part of this wonderful afternoon. An afternoon filled with insights and knowledge, and of course, a great step towards creating awareness about insurance. We truly hope you had a great time here. Just in case if you have any questions, any queries, of course, the team is available to take your questions. Thank you so much once again. I'm sure you would be slightly famished by now, so we are serving some high tea outside. Please help yourself with that. Thank you. This is your host, Namrata Sehrawat, signing off on behalf of General Insurance Council.